Okay, so I thought I would share my thoughts on the recent Spygate instead of sitting around letting it rattle around my head. I thought I'll make a little video and get my thoughts out there because I think I've got a good reason why expulsion is the only option, to be perfectly honest. So if you've got any thoughts, if you disagree with me, just put it in the comments. I could be completely wrong, but I think this is a pretty watertight reason. Okay, so let me go into it. So you got Southampton. They've been found guilty, whatever, of spying on 3 games. Middlesbrough, Oxford and Ipswich. Which I think is quite funny because they've admitted to 2 further games, Oxford and Ipswich. I don't know what evidence there was for them, but they've admitted to them, and it's quite funny that they didn't win them games. And I kind of feel like they've given these games up as a way to say, well, look, we have spied, but we didn't get nothing from them. We didn't win these games, so that's how much it really helps us. Because I just think you went on a 20-odd game unbeaten run. And I think if you gave a couple of games away where you actually won, it's going to make it really stand out that it's quite possible that, spying has helped you win. So I think they've gave, the names of Oxford and Ipswich across just to try and say, well, look, we've spied, but we didn't get nothing from it, really. Anyway, they've been caught. And I know a lot of people are saying, well, what are you going to get from it? Well, I don't think that really matters. I think they thought they were going to get something from it, otherwise they wouldn't have done it. So whether you feel that they got something from it or not, I think is quite irrelevant. Southampton had the intent, and they would try to get an advantage. So anyway, they've gone to this hearing, they've been found guilty, and they've been expelled. A lot of people think that might be too harsh. So let's say we've got 2 scenarios. You've got expelled, they lose out on the 200 million opportunity, or they get given a fine equivalent to Leeds, maybe even more, and get to continue the final. What's stopping Southampton from saying, right, let's go and get our best tree suit and let's go and get down to Hull and watch them train? Because £200 million is it's worth risking for another £500,000 fine is worth risking for another 200 million. So they go down, watch, maybe see the penalty takers. They know the direction of every penalty taker, where they're going to be shooting. And they go on to the final. It goes to penalties. Every penalty is saved. They go up, win 200 million. And then they later get found out that they spied on the whole game. What do you do then? Do you give them another £500,000 fine? I mean, it doesn't even buy a garbage football player now. So what do you do? You surely you've got to give them another just £500,000 fine, because that's been the standard. And alright, you could say, well, we've got to give them a bigger punishment though, because they've done it again. Well, what's stopping Hull from doing it? They haven't been caught spying before, so why not put? But why don't Hull go and spy on Southampton? Because they can just say, well, you've just given Southampton a £500,000 fine. Why not us? So I think when you look at it like that, the only thing you can do is kick them out. They've broke the rules. They've tried to cheat. They've tried to get an advantage. And I know, again, a lot of people are saying, well, there is cheating and throughout the game, and that's completely correct. I mean, I don't even like football, but the thing with cheating in the game is every team's at it, every player's at it, every player falls to the floor when they're breathed on. Everyone's trying to get a penalty when they weren't touched. But not every team is spying on all the other teams. It's completely different to the integrity that players show on the pitch. So yeah, I don't see any way that you can keep them in. I mean, do you really want to reward a team with 200 million when you know that they've cheated? You know, when you look at it like that, the yeah, Southampton have lost out on a lot of money, but they also can gain a lot of money for cheating, which I think is just, you know, that they could go up in the Premier League and then never not come back down. How much money is that gonna grant them? Points deduction, what use is that? I think any team would still take. I mean, I don't think they can carry the points deduction down in the Premier League, but even if they could, and they say, right, well, you know, you're going to get a 10-point deduction. I think when you start the Premier League, I think any team would still take the 10-point deduction, and the 200 million. So I think the difference between now and the Leeds game is just the risk reward. There was just way too much reward at the point where Southampton were at compared to, you know, where Leeds were at. So that's my thought. I'm not a football fan, but I do live in Middlesbrough, and I hear everything that's going on, and so I take a slight interest. But yeah, if you've watched, if you've got any thoughts, if you agree, if you disagree, just let me know. I might have missed some sort of detail. So yeah, I'll be interested to hear. So thank you for watching, and